Hi everyone. This was going to be a video about like why I'm getting phalloplasty. Then I started going into like surgical detail about it, and I just realised that I don't actually know that much, and I was making myself sound like an idiot. So I'm basically going to talk about why I'm having it as opposed to Meta. I might go into it a little bit. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So I am about 3 weeks shy of being 2 years on testosterone, and up until about 6-7 months ago I didn't have any kind of lower dysphoria. Any that I did have was kind of eased by wearing a packer every now and again, but then I don't know what happened. All of a sudden I just sort of woke up one day and was just like, that's not okay, and realised that I needed to get referred to do it. So I'm just going to show you. I'm just playing with one of my dicks at the moment. It's really stretchy. I love this one. Yeah. So there's two main kinds of surgery that you can get, lower surgery you can get if you're a trans man, and they are phalloplasty, and I can't say it. It's shortened to Meta, and I think it's pronounced metoidioplasty. I don't know. I just see it written down, and it's just such a big word that I just can't read it. So, Meta and Phallo. We're going to shorten it to make life easier for myself. At first, I thought that I could get Meta, and people are always kind of really ambiguous about when they talk about growth when you're on testosterone, so I'm going to go into it, but try and be as brief as possible because I hate using those terms for it, so I'm going to have to use the biologically whatever correct female terms for it. So you start testosterone, and one of the first things, definitely the first thing that happened for me within about a week, was downstairs growth. And basically what happens is you have your clitoris at the top, and that grows to like 1 inch to 2 inches long, sometimes more if you're lucky, sometimes less, you know. And it basically turns into like a little dick. For me personally, I got like a little foreskin and like a head on it and little shaft bit. You know what? I went to an all-girls convent school, and we didn't have any sex education whatsoever, especially not about guys, so I do not have a fucking clue what any of it's called. So you've got the little dickhead at the top, and then the skin, I know that's called the foreskin that goes over it, and then it looks like a little dick, it's weird. So yeah, that's basically what happens, and then you have your outer flaps that basically become like, they stretch a bit, so they kind of feel like empty sacs, but they're not really. They feel like ball sacks on the side, but without balls, kind of thing, if you get what I mean. So it's softer, less flappy. This is, for me, from what I've found. I don't know about any other guys, you know. This is my experience with what I've had downstairs growth. So yeah, that bit's over. We don't have to talk about that anymore. So when you have Meta, they basically untether your dick, so you know it's there, and it's got the two bits of skin from your inner flaps, kind of like holding it. So basically cut them away, and I think they might wrap it around it a bit, I don't really know. So it's kind of there and it's free, and you can get like natural boners and all kinds of cool shit. They hook it up to your urethra so you can wee through it, and what you're basically left with is a micro penis. They give you ball implants as well, which go into the outer ones, which kind of close around, and yeah, basically it. And I thought for a while, you know, I could get Meta and it wouldn't bother me because I could, you know, just be able to pee through it and have sex and all that kind of stuff. And then I don't know why I started to think one day I don't want that. I think it kind of started with I'm in groups on Facebook for UK trans men, and there was one that I'm in about metoidoplasty, and this is my personal experience, and I don't want to put anyone else off or slate anyone else's experience on it. But I know there was this guy, and he posted on it and said that he'd had his lower surgery. I think he just got out of his surgery or something, and I remember him saying that his dick was roughly the size of a newborn infant. And then I kind of looked and I was like, you know what, yeah, that's what I see. And then it kind of freaked me out, because I was like, I don't want people to look at my junk and be like, wow, that's the same size as my small child, as my baby thing. And I don't know, it kind of freaks me out a bit, and I was just kind of like, I don't want that. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought the things that I would get for Meta would feel like a compromise to me and not really what I wanted. Because I would, from what I've got downstairs, I would be able to pee for it, but not, I don't think I'd be able to clear my flies really, so it might go everywhere. I would be able to have sex with it, but not much more than I can now. And it wouldn't create that much of a bulge in my underwear. In fact, it would probably be only the balls that you'd be able to see through it. So that, with me, it made me kind of think, and I was just like, you know what, that's not what I want. So I started looking into phalloplasty, and basically I've almost decided on now that I want radial forearm phalloplasty. So the difference, obviously the key differences between Meta and Phallo is, with Meta they take what you've got downstairs and mould it into a micro dick, and with phalloplasty they take donor skin from somewhere else on your body and create a full size, average size dick. So I think the main two types, this is where I started sounding like a dickhead because I didn't know much about it. The main two types you can have in London, in the UK, are abdominal, so they take it from your belly and they create a dick. I think the scar would go sort of all the way across there, or maybe just there to there, I don't really know. Probably bigger than a cesarean scar, I don't really know. Or they take it from your forearm, which is the most common type, but obviously there's pros and cons to both, which I'll go into. I've decided on forearm because it offers more sensation, which is major, and which is the one major thing for me. So it offers more sensation, and the scar you get from it on your dick will be sort of more hidden than it would be if you got abdominal. So with radial, and I'm probably going to be quite brief, and if you want information about phalloplasty, do not fucking come for me because I do not have a clue. But from what I gather, they take the inside of your arm skin, take it all, create a tube, and then take the outside and wrap it up in the first tube and then stick it on. Obviously, it's a lot more scientific than that. I don't have a fucking clue. And that's done in stage 1, along with, I think, hysterectomy, if you want one, and various other things if they have time to do it. And I believe also they may give you one testicular implant in that one. I think they probably create your balls, and then they put one testicular implant in, and then swap it over to the other side. Don't know. I haven't had my consultation, so you can forgive me for not knowing much about this life-changing surgery that I'm planning on having. Getting uncomfortable. So, yeah. They take all that, and then they can't get comfy. Where they take all of this, I think you're basically left with you don't have any skin left. So they take, this is my bum, they take skin from underneath and basically give you like a butt lift, take the skin off of your bum, and stick it on there, so you have a full thickness. You either have a split thickness or a full thickness skin graft to go it's coming back, where your arm skin was, and that's basically the skin graft. So you will be left with a lot of scarring, and this is probably the major thing that puts people off having fallow and having forearm, is that all of this up until about here and on the other side will be scarred. And you can treat scars, and the scarring doesn't bother me. It's not a thing that I think about, and I'm just thinking of the end result, and I don't care about scarring. But the best way I can describe the scarring is maybe like a burn. It looks a bit like I don't know, but it's there, and you can see it, and it's not going to look, even though there's a skin graft, it's not going to look exactly as it did before. But whatever. The scarring you'll have on your dick will be, I'm going to use my packer for this demonstration, will basically run all the way down here, visibly. And I think they aim to make it look like that bit, that bit there, that bit, whatever it's called. They aim to make that, like the scar, look like that, I think. After stage 1, you have this, so this is my thing, and you won't have a head on it at the moment. It'll be the length that it's going to be, pretty much, but it won't have any detailing or head on it, so it will kind of look a bit like that. And if people Google phalloplasty, that is normally what comes up, stage 1 pictures, and people look at it and go, oh, that doesn't look like dick, that looks like an uncooked sausage. And that puts a lot of people off, but what they don't realise is there's not a lot of completed phalloplasty pictures on Google Images. So that's not at all what you're going to end up with looking like. And that was the mistake I made at first. If people have been following me from the start, I remember speaking about phalloplasty ages ago, and I was like, it looks like shit, blah, blah, blah. And, it wasn't until I actually bothered to look into it and do research that I realised it doesn't. It ends up looking like a dick. So, that's that. And then you go to stage 2, and they create like the dickhead. They make it look like that, so you've got all the thing. And I think they do that by taking another bit of skin from like here-ish, like a hairless bit of skin, and put it round and wrap that shit up and make it look like a dick. And then I think this is the point where they take the other ball and put it in the other side. And then stage 3, you'll get an implant. There's a few different kinds you can get. The one I'll probably get is like it's like a rod sort of thing in the middle, not a rod, like a tube in the middle of your dick. And it will have one reservoir, will be your one reservoir. One side will be a kind of like pump and or reservoir. And the other side will be your ball. And the pump thing is the same kind of size as the ball you'll have, so it's like it's designed so you won't see it and you won't know it's there. And you basically pump it up, and it's filled with saline, and it supposedly is meant to feel most like a natural erection, and yeah, basically upwards. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm very vague on lower surgery. Now, I got on a non earlier that told me that the London team generally take a graft of, I think they said 14 centimetres. So I've got my tape measure here, and we'll measure out 14 centimetres, which is that sort of size, which is 5.5 inches, which, actually thinking about it, is what I've seen from other guys. I was hoping that I could use all of this skin up until the bottom of my tattoo. So that would go, and it would be about 16 centimetres. It's only really... wait, what's going on here? It's only really 2 centimetres more. So it would bring my dick size up to about 6 inches, which is pretty good. I would be happy with a 6-inch dick. So that's that. Not bad, is it? Now, this packer that I have, I think it's attached to that. It better not be a fucking pube. This packer that I have is from the top to the head. Oh god, this is... Stay there. From the top to the head is about 6. It depends where on it. If you measure it from the base by the balls, it's about 5.5. If you measure it from there, it's like 6.5. Well, either way, I would be probably getting one about this size. That's alright, isn't it? Not bad, I'd be happy with that. So yeah, I think I posted this in a picture. But yeah, that's basically the length I would get. Only thing being, my arms are ridiculously skinny and quite sort of muscular. There's not much like actual, if you can see that, there's not much actual skin to go on. So that would mean that my dick would be quite skinny. I would say probably about that thick. Could have gone that way. That would have been easier. I mean, I'd be happy with that because that's... Boop. That's that sort of thickness. Actually, no, that's like... That's probably, yeah, it's about the thickness I'd probably get. So that, I'd be happy with that. It's better than what I've got now, and it would be able to function how I'd want it. I'd be able to piss for it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's basically where I'm at the moment. This video is probably really boring for you. It took me such a long time to do. I'm not entirely sure why I did it now, but I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, basically looking at this dick, I never wear this. I only ever wear it when I want to impress someone. If I'm going out and I'm like, you know what, someone might grab my dick, I'm going to wear my big one so they're impressed. So, you know, if I got this kind of size result from my fellow, I'd be well happy with that. I mean, at the moment I'm wearing one which is like half the size of that, so I'd be well impressed. So yeah, that's basically it. Please feel free to ask questions or tell me stuff because I really don't know much about it, and I never really get much information from like groups and that because I feel like an idiot asking. Even they don't make you feel like an idiot at all, and they're very accommodating, but I do just feel like an idiot asking things like I don't know, what's the head called and stuff like that. I don't really want to Google it. So yeah, basically that's it. That hair is back. I just felt it. So yeah, I'm rambling now, so I'm just going to cut it off now. And I don't know when I'll update next, but yeah, enjoy.